Peter Rassenti and CKF Custom Knife Factory Collaboration SNAFU 2.0. Let's jump into the specs right away. We have on this beautiful knife open length right at 8.82 inches, 22.4 centimeters long, with the blade 3.82 inches, 9.7 centimeters. The cutting edge though, we come at 3.94 inches, right at 10 centimeters. And blade steel is M390. Blade thickness on this knife, we've got 0.16 inches thick blade, which translates to 4 millimeters. And overall weight on this guy, we've got 157 grams, 5.49 ounces. 156 grams that comes out to. And both sides of the frame, the handle, it's all titanium. The knife runs on the bearings. The frame locks pretty well right inside. The flipping action, superb. Only 400 pieces made, and each piece is numbered. This is number 91. Here we see Peter Rassenti's famous signature that he puts on his customs and any collabs. We have super gorgeous long and slim pocket clip. I would actually say this is the pocket clip design that works very well when it's kind of a bit long and thin, fits any pockets well, stays very well. It's a very well thought of knife and very well designed overall. Like, what I really like about it, just first time when I grabbed it and I put it in my hand, it just looks mean, badass. It's aggressive, yet really beautiful and very, very sexy knife. Reminds me a lot of my Hinderer full track in M390 blade that I have. It's a 4-inch knife, and a lot of similarities design wise I kind of see between the two. I love that knife. My Hinderer full track is one of my favorite pocket tanks, I would call, and this knife very closely resembles it. It's an absolutely gorgeous, mean looking knife. It's like as if it's the Terminator of the EDC knives. That's how perfect, how good it looks, and it just feels really, really well in hand. It's maneuvering with it, locking, opening, everything is just it's just a pleasure to keep flipping this knife. Very good action, great ergos, everything works well. And especially, I'm gonna note again the pocket clip. I really like this long, gorgeous, slim pocket clip. Cons and weaknesses on this knife. Well, after flipping it bunch of times, numerous times, after a while, maybe it's the 25th, 30th or 35th, you see it's sometimes your finger slips on the tab itself, flipper tab. When the flipper tab's located right at 110, 120 degrees, I think in general it's a good idea for any knife maker to keep in mind that at that degree you do need some kind of a jimping. You see, Elishewicz did not make that mistake, and even though his angle here is closer to, no, it's also around 110, 120, but the knife absolutely grabs very well, and the extra jimping here, yeah, it helps a lot. It makes the difference. This knife never slipped. My finger never slipped on this knife. However, on this one, on the SNAFU, yes, it did, and you saw it in the video. The grab is not, the hold is not so good. Another issue I find, if you are holding this knife in this position and you are pressing really hard against the knife's spine, the jimping, after a while it leaves this mark on your thumb. The jimping here is very sharp. The angles of the jimping on the blade spine, it's very, very sharp. In a way, the corners are very sharp edges, and this part needs more machining. The corner should have been more worked on, more machined, so it would not leave marks. If you need to press your thumb against it, it should not be leaving these marks and uncomfortable feeling of light pain. So those are my only two criticisms of this knife, but otherwise it's a gorgeous construction, very well made knife, sold out, and you won't be able to find these nowadays. It also comes with additional parts. They include, everything's very well thought of. You've got additional bearings, the pivot, even the pocket clip. Everything is here. It's a very well designed, just like any other Peter Rassenti's custom knife. Very popular designer. He makes great knives. So I would give this knife 9.5 out of 10 points. Overall, I do like it. It's a very well designed, very well built knife made in Russia. Wow. It's a wonderful quality. It's a beast. It's a sexy beast of a knife.